And we're very happy to have with us Elizabeth Ellis from iDe. She is the Chief Executive Officer, and she's here today at the Concordia Summit holding a roundtable. Hello, good morning, and thank you for being here with us.
Good morning, great to be here, thanks.
Tell us a little bit about what are the topics that you discussed today with the roundtable, and talk to us a little bit about iDe.
Great. Well, iDe, we were hosting a roundtable today on inclusive market ecosystems. And so iDe was founded 37 years ago with the idea that you can use business to fight poverty. And in order to do that, you need to have strong, thriving market systems in order to bring smallholder farmers and rural communities into global markets.
Now, you know, from the percentile of poverty in the world, 70% of that is in Africa, and I know you do a lot of work in Africa. Can you tell us some of the strategies that you're implementing to help take people out of poverty?
Absolutely. So a lot of our work is focused on smallholder farming and connecting farmers to the market, and really using human-centered design and adaptive management to find the best ways to make supply chains work. So what does that look like? It means a farmer is able to grow a beautiful tomato and have a market to sell it in, and they're able to do that because they've been connected to input suppliers, selling seeds and fertilizers, and then we help them to find a guaranteed market to sell their produce in. There's a lot of risk in farming, and you got to get all those pieces in place.
So education,
technical assistance, education, relationship development with the private sector, and really just reinforcing relationships all across the supply chain.
Another problem, of course, is also water, the water supplies. So tell us a little bit about some investments that might be going into that.
Yeah, water is integral to everything we do. Agriculture accounts for 70% of the world's water resources. We do quite a bit of work around micro-irrigation technologies that help to produce more crop per drop of water, and also integrated multiple-use water systems that are designed from the beginning to serve both clean water needs at the household level as well as agriculture.
You're an expert in social behavior. Tell us, let's enlighten us a little bit more about how all of this impacts social behavior of the community.
Yeah, so I love this question because every person in the world has needs, desires, and wants. And so at the heart of all of the work that we do, it's making sure incentives are aligned for everyone to be able to profit and have a strong, thriving community and invest in their kids and their education, and to create just a really strong outcome.
How do you measure all that you're implementing? I mean, you guys are doing tremendous things. You're changing a whole region, really.
Yeah, so I love that question, thank you, because impact is the number one thing that I care about in our work, and ensuring that we know when we're making a difference in somebody's lives or in a community's lives. So we have set a quality standard for ourselves that for every dollar that we deploy around the world globally, we want to ensure that the farmers that we're working with and the communities we work with are earning at least $10. That's a 10-to-1 social return on investment. So we measure all of the funds that we deploy for our projects, and then we divide that by the amount of income that the groups we're working with are earning. And last year, our global average was $20.70.
So I don't know if you can help me with this question. You know, it's funny because there's a phenomena going on. We're so advanced, we're at speed of light with technology, what we're doing with technology, but we're still struggling with poverty around the world. Why do you think that is?
That is a tremendous question. I think, you know, we still have large populations that are based on agricultural production, and if you can reach the rural communities and help to really double, triple, and quadruple incomes, that's where you start to see transformative change. So we can't ignore the rural areas. Of course, urban challenges are incredibly pressing in our world today, but we need to start in the rural areas first, because a lot of the problems we see in the urban areas are due to rural to urban migration. So if you can create a vibrant opportunity for living and thriving within the rural areas, you're halfway there.
The doomsday scenario includes climate change. Tell us a little bit your thoughts about the environmental challenges that we're facing.
Climate is a key topic, especially for farmers around the world, and at iDe we're really focused on adaptation and mitigation measures, but I think the best way I can talk about how important it is to have economic and environmental resiliency is to share a story. So I was in Mozambique in July, and Mozambique, as you may know, was devastated by a cyclone in March of epic proportions. And I was able to visit one of our farmers, Berta, who lives in the Chimoio region there. And when I went to Berta's field, we walked through this just fungus-infected cabbage field. Everything had been lost. But just next to that field was a thriving, beautiful cabbage field. And that happened because Berta, through the work with iDe, we had helped connect her to suppliers, to producers. She was such a good client that they gave her that on credit. She never would have been able to replant her field if she didn't have that trusted relationship. And the other reason why Berta was a good investment for the supplier was because she has a guaranteed market at the hospital. She and 50 women in her village supply all of the cabbages to the hospital for the week. And so having the resiliency through market relationships, having resiliency to know when to plant, how to adapt in the face of changes is so key.
iDe doing wonderful things. It's not the fact that we don't have enough land. It's not the fact that we're overpopulated. The fact is we need to help. And iDe is helping, implementing strategies, assisting people to get themselves out of poverty through teaching them how to farm and be self-sustainable. Congratulations on everything you're doing.
Thank you so much. I'm incredibly proud that we've been able to raise the incomes of over 33 million people and counting. More work to be done.
Congratulations. Rock on.